Hi guys, and welcome to lesson 2 in this series. In the first part, we looked at how to transpose and how to divide, trying to get an unknown. In this lesson, we are going to be working with difference of squares. Let's first define it or get a better understanding of what it is. Okay, look at this. We have a term or a number or a base here that is being squared. We have another one that is being squared, and between the two, there's a minus. Right. A minus in mathematics brings a difference. Okay? Difference. So what I'm saying is, if we have 5 minus 3, the answer is 2. 2 is the difference. Here is the difference. So there's a number, another number, and a minus in between. So the result is a difference. So here we call this difference of squares because this number or this base is being squared, this other one is being squared, and in between there's a minus. So it's a difference of the two squares. Okay. But now, how do we factorize that? How do we factorize that? So I'll rewrite that. This is what you do. You identify your bases. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about the actual numbers or the letters that are being squared. If you check here, we squared the x and we squared the y. So these are our bases. When you factorize, just open 2 brackets. Then just put your bases x, y, x, y. Then in between, put a plus and a minus, the other bracket. It doesn't matter whether you start with a bracket with a minus and follow it by the plus. It makes no difference. Let's take another example. Let's say this is example 1. This is example 2. This time let's take a squared minus b squared. Again, identify your bases. That is the numbers that are being squared. It's a and b. Those are the bases there. So open your brackets. Put your bases A, B, A, B. And then put a minus and a plus. Again, it doesn't matter if you start with a plus or if you start with a minus. Okay. Let's take another one. 3, say x squared minus 4. And then now you may be wondering, in the previous examples, both the terms were squared. By this time, we see x being squared, but the 4 doesn't have a square. You do not panic. Just find a number that can be squared, and still you get a 4. That is 2 squared. If you take your calculator and punch 2 squared, you'll get a 4. Another way to quickly get it, you can just take your calculator, put the number here under square root. Okay, so if you say square root of 4, you'll get a 2. That will tell you that that's the base you're looking for. Okay, so here we have x squared. 4 can be written as 2 to the power 2. So what our base is x and 2. So you do the same thing that we did previously. 2 brackets, base, and then plus, minus. And that's how you factor that one. Let's take the last example. I will give you y squared. Let me give you y squared minus 9. Okay, so what I want you to do is try this one. Just pause the video, try this one, and see if you get the same answers as we are getting here. Okay, I will continue, but just pause the video, try it first. Great. What you want to do, make sure that both your terms have squares. So 9 can be written, take your calculator, put 9 under the square root, you'll get a 3. So that's your base. Okay? So you'll have 3 to the power 2. So now both the terms are squared. So we have a difference of squares there. Open your brackets. Put your first base. Okay, identify the bases. It's y and 3. Put your first base. Put your second. First base, second, plus, minus. You are done. All right. I hope you understand. As you practice more and more, you may not even need to write that step. You can just jump straight from that to that if you already know that 3 squared equals to 9. So you don't have to write the second step. This was for the purpose of this lesson, for the teaching. So I will see you in the next lesson. Keep on practicing and enjoy.